C.J. Stroud, I mean, he's just rolling.
Killing.
It's unbelievable.
He's
man.
so good.
And those yards per pass and yards per game it's not dinking and dunking his way to 14 to 1 touchdown.
The one interception is just wild.
With 8 yards per pass, it's unbelievable.
All right, so T. Higgins is supposed to be out for Joe Burrow. Is there any chance the Texans upset the Bengals, bro?
Well, look, you guys know CJ's my guy. All right.
Who said that? When did that happen?
I said
Just
before
because
the
you
draft that I like him better than Bryce Young. That he would be my guy. That's my
true.
pick.
He did say that.
Yes.
You got Trevor. You got Mac Jones.
Yes.
I got CJ
Okay,
Stroud.
all right, that's fine.
I mean, that's just.
I also,
that's
for the record,
fair.
liked
You
him
remember
more than
that.
Bryce, but I did not like him as much as you because I didn't like Bryce. I said Anthony Richardson was the guy that if I had to take one.
Okay. So
that's
we
fair.
all agree.
That's
I got
fair.
CJ.
Yes, that's
Okay.
fine.
All right. I just wanted to make that point. Go ahead.
No, okay.
No. As much as I like, no. Look, I think the Bengals coach, they know that because of the slow start, they don't have room for error. I know they've got some big games. What they got? Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville coming up.
Ooh.
So they know we can't afford to lose games that we should not lose. And as good as Houston's playing, they shouldn't beat Cincinnati. So I think the Bengals, I don't think they're going to be looking forward. I think they take it one game at a time. So, no, I don't think they're
See
going to
that, Coach? You see that?
What is that?
Trap
Trap
game.
No,
It's trap game.
there's some truth to that.
I don't think this is a trap game at all. And I do think that Cincinnati will take the Texans seriously, and they should take them seriously. Coming off the victory that they had last week, as emotional as that was, as for them to win it in that dramatic fashion, that builds a lot of confidence. And then it's also, what team are you getting from the Texans? They beat Jacksonville. They beat New Orleans. They had another
had a couple bad
signature
losses.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So they've beaten 3 really good teams or
playoff teams right now.
teams.
Yep.
So there's that team, and then there's the team that lost to Carolina. So you'd like to think that because of the way that they won this last week, because of the fact they've beaten those good teams, that now the confidence level is continuing to build. And that's one of the great things about having a young team is when you get to about that mid-season, those guys are all getting better. Older teams tend to regress later in the season. The younger teams continue to get better, which is an exciting thing about having a young team that's trending the way they're trending.
Listen, the Texans injury report is scary if you like the Texans this week. There's a dozen guys on the list. Flip side is the Bengals injury report, while not as lengthy, has names you really know. Like you mentioned, T. Higgins out, Sam Hubbard out. We think Jamar's going to play, but I would imagine they are very cautious with anyone who's banged up in this game because their only chance of winning the division is beating Baltimore on Thursday because they've already lost to Baltimore. It's a short week. And so for all those reasons
they're 1-3 in the conference. So they
exactly right. They can't really afford a lot, but if they have to go, I know they want to go 2-0 in the next week, but if they have to go 1-1, it is way better for them to beat Baltimore and lose to the Texans than the other way around. You lose to Baltimore, you can't win, in my opinion, you can't win the division barring a Baltimore collapse. I also think Houston is actually sneaky better than their record. They started the year off 0-2. Since then, both of their losses, they had the lead with 1 second remaining. Both of their losses were 2-point losses on field goals as the clock expired. So I guess with 5 seconds remaining. You know what I mean? And so, to Coach's point, they have 3 good wins. Stroud, I was so wildly impressed with CJ throughout that entire game, and then also at the very end of the game, Wildes.
Yeah.
This is for the season. He's been excellent.
But
the fact that he saw Baker drive down the field and score the touchdown with less than a minute left and have almost a Mahomesian composure on the sideline of, okay, there's time, we're good. I think this is another game. I think the line's way too big.
Oh, go ahead, Coach. And I have a
this
question.
is what we talked about with Brock Purdy. We didn't see him under duress. We didn't see him having to make the big comeback.
Oh, that's interesting.
We didn't see those things. And this is what I'm talking about is now we've seen a young quarterback under all that pressure be able to bring his team back and score in that situation. That, to me, is something that you're always looking for in a young guy as to whether or not they can do that.
All right, so quick question. I didn't want to blow past that graphic. Those are ranks since the merger.
Yeah.
These aren't just like, he's playing well.
Right.
It's basically the best rookie quarterback maybe ever, TD to interception-wise at least. So
statistically, he's having the best rookie quarterback season ever.
Through
a half a season.
So here's the question. Is there any chance I don't want to say beginner's luck, but now that there's a full, lots of games,
man.
is there a chance like, oh, I figured something out. Let's throw this look at him.
Yeah, the more film you have, the better chance there is of finding whatever that weakness is. And then typically once it's found, once you find what that limitation is, then everybody copies it, and you've got to prove that you have a second pick.
And nobody, by the way, better to find it. What defensive coordinator gives Josh Allen the most trouble? Lou Anarumo. Yep. What defensive coordinator has given Mahomes the only trouble of any coordinator?
That's interesting.
Lou Anarumo. If there's any defensive coordinator who has a building resume of being able to find what a quarterback doesn't do well, it's the Bengals D coordinator.
Upset alert. Next, first things first.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.